The metal door of the bunker slams shut behind you, the heavy locking mechanisms echoing like a final heartbeat. Ahead of you lies the skeleton of the old world. What used to be a sprawling metropolis is now a jagged, teeth-like skyline of shattered glass, twisted steel, and overgrown vines choking the concrete. The sky above is a permanent, suffocating shade of ash gray. You look down at your left hand. Safely secured in a reinforced, shock-absorbent casing is a single glass vial. Inside, a brilliant, luminescent blue liquid swirls gently. It casts an eerie, hopeful glow against the dirt and grime coating your gloves. This is it, the culmination of 10 years of surviving the wasteland virus, the cure. The instructions from the scientists were clear, ringing in your ears over the howling wind. The compound is unstable. You have exactly 24 hours before the bioluminescence fades and the cure becomes completely inert. You must reach the citadel by dawn. You adjust the strap of your weathered assault rifle, feeling the familiar, reassuring weight of it against your shoulder. The weapon is taped together in places, scored with scratches from countless close calls, but it has never jammed when it mattered most. You check your ammo pouches. 3 magazines. It has to be enough. Your journey begins on the old elevated highway. It's a graveyard of rusted cars, nature having reclaimed the asphalt with aggressive, creeping moss and towering weeds. You move with practiced silence, your boots stepping lightly, avoiding the crunch of dry leaves and shattered windshield glass. Every shadow here is a potential threat. About 2 miles in, the hair on the back of your neck stands up. The wind shifts, carrying the faint scent of engine grease and wood smoke. You drop into a crouch behind the rusted husk of a transport truck, holding your breath. Up ahead, the highway narrows into a choke point. Barbed wire is strung haphazardly between concrete barriers. In the gloom of the overpass, you spot them, scavengers. 5 of them, wearing patched-together tactical gear and terrifying gas masks fashioned from scrap metal. They are waiting. An ambush. You grip your rifle tighter, your thumb hovering over the safety selector. You can't go around. Climbing down the highway pillars would take hours you don't have, and the streets below are a maze of collapsed buildings. You have to push through. You spot a cluster of old fuel barrels resting near their makeshift barricade. It's a risk, but you don't have time for a slow, stealthy takedown. You raise your rifle, resting the barrel on the hood of the truck to steady your aim. You line up the sights with the rusted metal of the nearest barrel. You pull the trigger. The crack of the rifle shatters the dead silence of the wasteland. The bullet strikes the barrel, sparking against the metal. A massive, concussive explosion rips through the barricade, sending a shockwave that rattles your teeth. Dust, fire, and debris explode outward. The scavengers are thrown back by the sheer force of the blast. You don't hesitate. You sprint out of cover, keeping the rifle shouldered. The air is thick with smoke and the harsh smell of sulfur. One of the scavengers, recovering from the blast, raises a crude shotgun towards you. You dive into a roll, feeling the heavy thud of the buckshot impacting the car you just passed. Coming up on one knee, you fire 2 precise, controlled bursts. The scavenger drops, his weapon clattering across the pavement. You keep moving, weaving through the burning debris. Another attacker swings a heavy rebar club at your head. You duck, feeling the rush of air as the metal passes over you, and drive the butt of your rifle hard into his chest. The impact knocks the wind out of him, sending him stumbling backward over the edge of the highway. You break through the smoke, your lungs burning, your legs pumping as fast as they can carry you. You don't look back, you just keep running until the sounds of the ambush fade into the distant wind. Hours pass. The sun begins to set, casting long, menacing shadows across the ruined city. You find yourself navigating the financial district, a canyon of towering, dark skyscrapers. The streets here are choked with debris, forcing you down into the underground subway network. The air down here is damp and stale. You flick on your shoulder-mounted flashlight, its beam cutting through the oppressive darkness. The subway tunnels are dangerous, not just because of what might be lurking in the dark, but because they are heavily trapped. You walk slowly, your eyes scanning the ground. 10 passes in, you see it, a faint glimmer of wire stretched ankle-high across the platform, a tripwire. You trace the wire to the wall, finding a cluster of rigged explosive charges patched together with duct tape. You kneel carefully, setting the glowing blue vial gently on a relatively clean patch of concrete. You pull a pair of wire cutters from your vest. Your hands are shaking slightly from the adrenaline and exhaustion. You force yourself to take a slow, deep breath, steadying your nerves. Clip the green, ignore the yellow. You remember the lessons from the old military engineers. Snap. The wire gives way. The detonator light blinks out. You let out a breath you didn't realize you were holding. Pick up the vial and continue deeper. Suddenly, a low, guttural growl echoes through the tunnel. It's a sound that vibrates in your chest. The mutants, humans who caught the first unstable variants of the virus years ago, twisting into towering, unpredictable predators. Your flashlight catches movement ahead. Two massive, hulking silhouettes drop from the ceiling of the tunnel, their eyes catching the light with a terrifying, pale reflection. They move with terrifying speed, launching themselves towards you. You backpedal rapidly, firing your rifle in quick bursts. The beasts impact their thick, mutated hides, but it only seems to anger them. One lunges, a massive fist slamming into your shoulder. The impact is agonizing, throwing you hard against the tiled wall of the subway station. The rifle slipped from your grasp, sliding across the platform. The beast raises his arm for a crushing blow. You react purely on instinct. You pull a flashbang grenade from your belt, pull the pin with your teeth, and toss it straight at the creature's feet before shielding your eyes. A blinding flash of white and a deafening crack fill the enclosed space. The mutants shriek, disoriented and thrashing wildly in the dark. You scramble across the floor, your hands desperately searching the cold concrete until your fingers close around the grip of your rifle. You don't stay to finish the fight. You scramble to your feet and run, charging up the stationary escalator, taking the steps 3 at a time. You burst out of the subway station and back onto the surface just as the effects of the flashbang wear off below. The night is cold, biting through your jacket. You check the vial. The blue light is still pulsing, but it seems a fraction dimmer than before. Time is running out. The final stretch takes you through the territory of the Iron Hounds, a massive warlord faction that controls the bridges leading to the Citadel. As you approach the massive suspension bridge, you see their blockade. Searchlights sweep the area, and heavily armed patrols guard the entrance. Sneaking past isn't an option. You need a distraction. You spot an abandoned armored transport vehicle sitting on an incline overlooking the blockade. You pry open the door and climb into the driver's seat. It's dead, but you don't need the engine. You pop the emergency brake and shift it into neutral. The heavy vehicle groans and begins to roll down the hill, picking up speed as it barrels straight towards the warlord's gates. You jump out, hitting the ground hard and rolling into the cover of a collapsed storefront. The transport crashes violently into the barricades. Alarms blare, searchlights frantically converge on the wreckage, and the guards rush towards the confusion. It's the opening you need. You sprint towards the bridge, moving from cover to cover. A guard spots you, raising a heavy machine gun. You fire first, a single shot that impacts his helmet, sending him sprawling. You keep moving, your boots pounding against the metal grating of the bridge. Sirens wail behind you as the warlord's forces realize they've been tricked. Vehicle's engine roar to life. They are coming for you. You put your body to its absolute limits, ignoring the burning ache in your muscles and the stinging pain in your bruised shoulder. You focus entirely on the massive reinforced gates of the Citadel looming at the end of the bridge. Dawn is breaking. The sky is turning a pale, bruised purple. You look at the vial in your hand. The blue light is flickering, struggling to stay lit. "Open the gates!" you scream, your voice hoarse and desperate. "I have the cure! Open the gates!" The guards on the Citadel walls spot you. They see the swarm of warlord vehicles closing in behind you. The massive gears of the Citadel doors begin to grind, slowly parting just enough for a person to slip through. You dive through the opening, just as a barrage of gunfire clatters against the indestructible metal doors from the outside. You hit the ground inside the safe zone, completely exhausted, gasping for air. Soldiers surround you, their weapons lowered. A team of medics in hazmat suits rushes forward. You hold up your left hand, your fingers unclenching to reveal the vial. The blue light gives one final, brilliant pulse before stabilizing. You made it. The world has a second chance, and you are the one who delivered it.